Hey everybody, Chain Reaction here, and today I want you to brace yourself. No, I'm actually going to talk about bracing and having your core engaged. How do we do that? Let's talk about it. All right, so as a personal trainer through NASM, the two things that we learn and talk about for core stabilization are the drawing in maneuver and bracing. So what is the drawing in maneuver? It's basically sucking in your stomach. So figuring out how to engage your core muscles can be sort of tricky. Maybe you don't know exactly what it feels like to engage your core. So I have one simple trick. I learned this from when we taught a walking class. It wasn't really a walking class, it's not that she taught you how to walk, but she did talk about, those poles that people walk with and everybody thinks, it looks sort of silly. Well, it turns out the reason why you do that is that every time you hit the ground with the pole, you're actually engaging your core. And she had us do this very simple trick, one simple trick to embrace your core. To embrace your core, embrace your core, embrace your core. All right, so imagine you have your hands in front of you, you just press down and you're not feeling anything. So you take a broom or a mop or a stick, anything that you can grab onto, and push it into the ground. And as soon as you push into the ground, you might feel something in here. That's your core engaging. So if you want to start just working your core, take a broom or a stick or a mop or anything and just stand around and chat, pushing into the ground. The more you push into the ground, the more you're going to feel your core engage. It just sort of automatically kicks in. It's sort of cool. So you can be doing core work while you're sweeping or mopping, right? So that's what it starts to feel like in your core. You feel this engagement. So the drawing in maneuver is, like I said, just literally just sucking in your stomach. So if you go and you're holding in, you're engaging your core. Now the key is not to be able to breathe and inhale and exhale while you're keeping your core engaged. Because if you're just holding it in and not breathing, you'll be dead. You'll have great abs, but you'll be dead. Okay, so going back to the core, you want to suck in your stomach. Another cue that I would hear a lot when I was in aerial was thinking about bringing your rib cage together. So like imagining you're pulling your rib cage together, you're sort of drawing it in. So you're pulling in your stomach, you're bringing your rib cage together, and somehow you're still breathing through all of this. Very cool. As you're doing that, you might start to feel other muscles engaged, like your glutes, okay? And this is where it leads into bracing. Bracing is something that you're going to feel throughout your whole LPHC, lumbopelvic hip complex, okay? And the way I like to imagine bracing is, I feel like I'm trying to grab onto the ground with my feet. So grabbing onto the ground, holding on for dear life, imagining gravity has been turned off, and the only thing that's going to keep you on the ground is if somehow you can grab onto the ground and really just pull and hold on. So I sort of feel like, another thing is sort of feeling like you're trying to, standing on a rod, you're trying to like crack it or something like that. So as you can see, or maybe you can't see, it's very slight. As I'm trying to brace, I'm drawing in my navel, I'm bringing my rib cage together, and then I'm sort of activating through my legs, down through my feet. And so I can basically feel all of my muscles, my glutes, my hips, my thighs, all the way down to my feet activate. And so this is the drawing in maneuver, and this is bracing. Bracing is sort of activating your LPHC and providing a basis of stability for the ground. One way that you can test whether you're doing all of this properly is to have a friend or have a frenemy, anyone you're quarantining with, come and give you a push. So if I'm just standing here and my friend would push me, I would probably fall over. I don't think my friend would push me because we're friends, but you never know. Maybe you piss them off that day. So you can practice the different levels. So if I just draw in my navel and I brace and I bring my ribcage together, and then they try to push me again, it'll be a little more difficult. Then, once you activate everything, really bracing, really drawing everything in, have them try to push you again. It should be a lot more difficult because you should be a lot more stable. And that is how you practice bracing and drawing in. Now remember, all of these things come into play no matter what position you're in. So just because I'm standing on one foot doesn't mean I'm not drawing in my core, doesn't mean I'm not bracing through my foot. You want to use it then. Another important time when you use all this, when you're in a plank. So I'm drawing in my core, I'm bringing my rib cage together, and I'm pushing through my heels. Sometimes you'll hear people say, push through your heels. That's basically getting you to brace and engage through your entire posterior chain down to the floor. And it'll make your plank a lot more stable. So then if I go and I lift a leg, I'm still pushing through, I'm still bracing, and notice I'm not rotating a lot or anything. I'm pretty stable even though I've taken one foot off the floor. So bracing, engaging, use that one simple trick to activate your core, make you more stable, and help prevent injury. That's it for today. It was a fast one. I'll see you next week. Bye.